I want to see literally every single angle of this house. It has not been on the market since 1988 and it went for $1.7 million. Could you imagine buying that for $1.7 million? But it was a villain's mansion, a party house, and even the scene of multiple shootouts.
There, guys, or in there?
After you.
In real life, it was the home of the American dream coming to life and the risk that came with it. Now, this is not my $24 million mansion, but for one afternoon, it kind of felt like it was. As I wandered through this estate sale that was over 17,000 square feet, 8 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, I imagined the memories that were made here, the history of how it came to be, and honestly, I was just in awe of the glimpse into what felt like another world. I'm literally in heaven.
Mushroom Leek Crescent, crab and brie filo.
Welcome to the dark side.
Really, it wasn't old family wealth. It was the American dream most of us don't think is possible. The family that bought the land started with nothing. When Ken Harges met his wife, he was a Marine and a laborer, and his wife said, "I'm glad we did it this way because I appreciate this every day." The family ended up building a successful construction and real estate business, and their family photos were sprinkled across the estate sale. There was even a portrait for sale that was likely of the family dog that you can see in their family photo. But it isn't always a dream living in Malibu, and you can see evidence of that today in their backyard. Whoa. We are so much on the cliffside. Look at that. There was once a whole deck with a fountain, and it's gone after multiple landslides. But this isn't new. We have photos from a 1939 landslide, and to put that into perspective, Kenny was only 4 years old back then. We even have a news article from the year they bought the home showing big waves crashing into the Malibu homes on the coastline. And as I drive home, I look at the remains of the burned homes and know this isn't the first time.
A brush and forest fire that spread with explosive speed menaces the swank Hollywood colony of Malibu. After 3 days, the fire was only 50% under control. 2,000 men battled along a 42-mile front to hold back the flames which had already destroyed 29 homes and scorched 18,000 acres.
The Harges didn't always own the land though, but they were the only ones to own the home that now sits on it because they bought the land back in 1988 for $1.7 million, and it likely had a smaller home that they applied for demo permits back in 1989, and that was the same year they applied for building permits to build this home, assessing the value now at over $3 million compared to the 1.7 that they bought it for not that long ago. Now, before 1988, the permits were on microfiche and barely readable, but it seems to mention a home that was 2,200 square feet and 5 bedrooms. Now, we may never know what that home or the land looked like back in 1988, but we know what it looked like nearly 100 years earlier, because in 1892, Malibu looked very different, with over 13,000 acres of Malibu being bought by one family, which includes the land this home now sits on. But back then, it was used as a ranch by the Ringes family, who were the 4th and last private owners to own the entire ranch property. Mrs. Ringe inherited the property and more after her husband's death, and she ended up becoming known as the Queen of Malibu for her tireless efforts to try to stop development on her land. She fought the Southern Pacific Railway, even building her own private railway to try to block them. She opposed the construction of the Pacific Coast Highway, going all the way up to the Supreme Court. But her efforts were actually the demise of her wealth. After hefty legal fees trying to stop development and problems in business endeavors, she basically became pretty broke, and major chunks of her land were sold off, partially to pay off her debts. I do wonder if she didn't fight the development so much, if maybe more of the land would be owned by a smaller group of individuals instead of being split off into tons of smaller lots. But her battle to keep her land is part of the reason the scarcity and prestige of Malibu came to be. After all, this home we saw was on screen in movies, TV show, music videos, from a silly Austin Powers movie where he takes you through the home as if it was a hotel, which you do wonder what it would be like. Did the family live there while music videos from Jay-Z and Snoop Dogg were filmed? Because I could never imagine that. Now, I was happy to be there, but Columbo was even kidnapped and brought to this house.
What's the Italian word for kidnap?
I don't understand. I mean, were you brought here against your will?
Kidnap.
Okay, you like vino? I got a classic Chianti if you like it.
No wine for me, sir. I'm on duty. Just water will be fine.
What do you like? You like with gas or without?
Whatever you have, sir.
Okay, tell you what, get a Pellegrino for the Lieutenant Subito, okay?
Now, in 1939, before it was residential, there was actually a proposed polo field, golf course, and lighthouse, even a 68-acre hotel right on the point this home currently sits that never came to be, because in World War II, the U.S. military commandeered Point Dume as a lookout and a small military installation. After the war, we can see how empty it ended up being for a short time. And it's interesting to think all the ways Malibu could have ended up differently. Until next time, hit the subscribe button to watch more of my interesting hyperfixations and random adventures.